Right now, you are reading these words. You know you exist. You can feel your heartbeat. You can hear sounds around you. But here's a terrifying question. Can you prove any of that to another person? Science can prove gravity. It can prove the Earth orbits the sun. It can prove your brain is active. But can it prove that there is actually someone inside your mind experiencing life? For thousands of years, philosophers and scientists have searched for an answer. And today we are going to explore one of the deepest mysteries in existence. Consciousness is not intelligence. It is not memory. It is not language. It is the simple fact that there is something it feels like to be you. When you taste chocolate, when you hear music, when you remember your childhood, there is an inner experience happening. Scientists can observe neurons firing. They can measure electrical signals. But no machine has ever detected the feeling of happiness itself. That private experience is called subjective consciousness. Imagine that every memory you have is fake. Imagine every person around you is an illusion. Imagine the universe itself is a simulation. Could you still know something with certainty? In the 1600s, René Descartes reached a surprising conclusion. Even if everything else is false, the very act of doubting proves that someone is doing the doubting. I think, therefore I am. Your own conscious experience becomes the most certain fact in existence. Now things become strange. You know you are conscious, but how do you know anyone else is? Every conversation, every smile, every emotion you observe is simply behavior. You never directly experience another person's thoughts. You assume they have an inner world because they look and act like you. But assumption is not proof. Imagine an exact copy of yourself. Every atom is identical. Every memory is identical. It laughs, cries, falls in love, and says, "I'm conscious." Yet inside there is absolutely nothing. No awareness, no thoughts, no experience. Philosophers call this a philosophical zombie. If such a creature could exist, then behavior alone can never prove consciousness. Science explains how neurons communicate. It explains vision, memory, movement, and decision-making. But one question remains unanswered. Why should electrical activity produce experience? Why doesn't the brain simply process information like a computer? Why is there an inner world at all? Philosopher David Chalmers called this the hard problem of consciousness. Decades later, there is still no universally accepted solution. A machine can answer questions, write poems, create paintings, hold conversations. But is it experiencing anything, or is it simply processing information? We cannot directly observe consciousness in humans, so how could we ever prove it in artificial intelligence? The question remains completely open. Every person you pass on the street may contain an entire invisible universe, a universe filled with memories, dreams, fears, hopes, and silent thoughts that no one else will ever experience. You cannot prove that universe exists. They cannot prove yours exists either. And yet, billions of us move through reality believing that every pair of eyes hides another conscious world. Perhaps consciousness is not just another scientific puzzle. Perhaps it is the greatest mystery the universe has ever produced. And maybe the fact that you are experiencing these words right now is the most extraordinary fact of all.